What's up, YouTube? Well, I've decided after much deliberation with myself that we are going to pull this bad boy off of here. So now we got to do every other or the outside bolts on all of these. Ready? These all go through the motor housing all the way to the back of the yaw bearing. Well, let's take a look at this. That's probably, that looks like it might be their thread locking compound. Come on, stupid, focus. Yeah. This thing was only on the tower for less than a week, and it hasn't seen the light of day since then. It's been boxed. So whatever crap is in here is because of the... See, that doesn't look like thread locker compound. That's... I don't know. Well, we'll see. I'm not going to jump to any conclusions yet. Ooh, that one wasn't even freaking tight. Well, that could just be paint. I doubt it. That one wasn't really tight. Some quality control. You know, and I'm not trying to bash this turbine, but you know what? It cost me a lot of money to get it, and it doesn't work, so I'm a little pissed about that. It's just, okay. Alright, there we go. That's all 6 of them out. Okay. See that? I'm gonna get it to focus on my hand. Maybe, there we go. I don't know. Not quite sure. That's, you know, if it was only on the thread, then I would say, yeah, okay, it's got to be thread locking compound. But it's not on the end of the shaft. It's several... Okay, let's see how easy this is going to be to get out of here. I'm probably going to have to get in there with the... Yeah, I'm probably going to have to get in there and probably pry it out. Okay, let me do that and I'll come back because I don't have my tripod. It's busted. Okay, we got it. It's just ready to... There we go. Popped right out. Okay, so there you go. If anybody wanted to see what it looks like on the yaw bearing of an HYE turbine, there you go. Took a little bit of pounding of the rubber mallet and the screwdriver to get in there, but it wasn't bad. So, I don't know if we can see in there. Probably not, but here's a slip bearing. Or, yeah, a slip ring. And there's some pretty heavy gauge wire coming out of the PMA itself, and then it's stepped down to what looks like 10 gauge. And horribly taped together. I wonder what that's all about. You know, heat shrinking. Heat shrinking. Let's see if we can get this off. This is the first time I've ever been in this thing. I had no reason to be in here before. Because this thing almost went to scrap, believe it or not. I was gonna... Oh. Yep, that's what happens. Okay. Oh, you guys are seeing this as for the first time like I am. Oh, this tape sucks. Oh, it is heat shrinked. I bet you that's only a... Oh, those are the wires for the brushes. Those are part of the brushes themselves. I don't know, you're probably not going to be able to... Yeah, those are attached directly to the brushes. But these are silicone. These are silicone wires. Wow, and they feel very fragile. Wonder what the easiest way is to get them out of there. Probably gonna have to cut them. No, I'm gonna keep dicking with this. It's like I said, I don't care about this generator anymore. It's wasted so much of my time and money. So, just gonna take it apart. What do I got to lose? A little bit more time? What to do? Holy crap, this wiring job here is terrible. I bet you that's just a... That feels like a splice connection. Very bad one at that. This crap shouldn't even be allowed to come into the country. Let's see what kind of... I bet you that's a butt connector. Or a pig banana plug type connector. Those round ones. Bet you I could just unplug that. See, that is... That's a really... Well, it's a really... I don't want to say it's a thick wire. It's a thick sheath. Whether it's a thick wire or not is left to be... I'm gonna pull... Maybe I'll just cut the fucking thing. Hang on a second. Okay, sorry. Had to get the knife. The knife. We're just gonna cut the heat shrinking first. I'm not making fun of my Australian viewers by saying that. I just think it sounds cool. Oh, it's a solder joint. Okay, it's got a mechanical crimp here. Ooh, oh my god. So they took, okay, this is just a sheath over the brush. These wires here are directly, oops. These wires here are directly coming out of the brush. So this this slip ring, okay, these are part of the slip ring. Directly. I could probably get that off and... Okay, so this is not very thick wire coming out of this thing. This is just a very thick, it feels like a silicone sheath. And it's only, I would say that's number 8. Definitely not 10. It might be 10, but it might be 8. It feels like 8. Number 8 wire. But there you go. There's the mechanical. They crimped it. Oops, mechanical crimp. But it looks like they just took a big punch, crimped it, and then soldered it. Or soldered it, then crimped it. There you go. But you can see there, that's a thick silicone jacketed sheath on that wire. And then it goes directly into the slip ring, the brush. That's all that is. And the other 3 are, I'm assuming, identical. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip all 3 of them right past that mechanical crimp. I might actually cut them on this side of it. I'll cut them here. Because, like I said, I'll probably, if I get this apart and I see what's going on in there, I'll probably just strip the copper. Okay, I'm going to pause this again so all I get are cutters. Okay, I got my cutters. So yeah, let's just... 1, 2, 3. Okay. This thing is now disconnected from its housing. So, shall we? Oh. Not even tight. There, that one was tight. Whoop-de-doo, right? One end cap screw was tight. Let's pull these all out. Don't lose the lock washers. One lock washer still in one of those holes. Yeah, okay. Wonder how easily this is going to come off. We're going to find out. Okay, well, I couldn't get the front cap off, so I went ahead and pulled the back one off, but I did eventually get it to separate. Took me about 10 minutes. But there's the bearing. This is the shaft bearing. You can see in there, there's rust. Yeah, this is rusty a little bit. And remember, this thing was only up for a week. It's been in the box the rest of its life. Yeah, there's some rust in there. Not bad though. I mean, it's not, you know, it's not terrible. A little better shot of it. So yeah. And that was probably why it was a little difficult to get it out of there. It was that rust. Because what I'll do is I'll take the torches and I'll heat this casing out, and I can pull that bearing out. But that's that. Here is the stator, and it is anchored in there by those. Looks like they look like Allen set screws. But here we go. Nothing looks odd. I mean, they were tight in there. They were right up against that stator, or that, this is the front. These were right up against here. Yeah, there's a number there. I don't know if that means anything to you. I did kind of jigger up the paint a little bit, but I don't give a shit. It's aluminum. Yeah, aluminum. Be some weight at the scrapyard. Here's the stator. This is the front. Here's the rear. There's the 3 phases coming out. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think that's just enamel coating. I honestly don't know. It doesn't smell burned, but it smells like a tire inner tube in there. If you know what a tire inner tube smells like, or the air that's inside a tire, let some air out of your tire and smell it. That's what it smells like in there. That's exactly what it smells like. Okay. Well, there's probably 50 bucks of copper right there. And here's the rotor. See, north, south, north, south. There's 8 magnets. It looks like 8 magnets. I mean, look at that. There's no way. That looks like that was taken in and out of there 500 times. Either that or it's just really shitty paint. But that looks like that was in and out of that. And there's the rust on that shaft. But yeah, see, this spins kind of freely. And those of you that have these things, the 6205RZ sealed bearing. It's a thick bearing too. So when they get cold and hot, it's a very, very tight fit. When these things get cold and they get stiff, that's why I have problems with these this bearing number all the time in the cold. With things I use them for. I don't use that exact one, but yeah. They're just a shit bearing. Anyway, let's see, let's start from this one. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 magnets. And this, I can't get this back plate off. I didn't try either. We're gonna just leave it in there. That's the back, the outside part that goes against that. There you go. Let's see how, oh yeah. Oh yeah, they're strong. That one works, that one works. Oop. That one works. That one works. Yep, they all work. Oh, let's do a scratch test. Let's do a quick scratch test. Okay, so we see how these magnets look. See how that one looks like it was taken in and out 500 times? It really does. It looks like somebody put it in, took it out, put it in, took it out, and couldn't get it right. So, maybe it's just the paint. Let's find out. Yeah, you know, we see that scratches. That's just the weight of the magnet. But you see how many times I had to go back and forth to get that to do that? Here, let's go on this one. Barely, there's just that one. Here, let's go on this north side. Look at that. Very clean. I'm just going to use the weight of the magnet and just kind of like run it back and forth. Yeah. No, it's not really coming off that easy. Well, there you go. Take it as it is, I guess. So that's the Rotor from, oh, look at that. That doesn't even look like it's true. Oh, that explains why this damn thing wobbles on the pole. I don't know if you can see that. Probably hard to see with the shadow. But for where I'm standing, this thing is not... I don't know if you can see that. It's hard for me to tell if you could see that on the camera. Alright, let me see if I can give it a good spin. See that? I was not beating on that hard. That fucking thing was wobbling on the pole, that's why. Look at that shit. It's not the bearing. It's not the bearing. Okay. Oops. Flat here. Look at that shit. See that? Oh, I can hear the bearing too. I go the other way. Hear it ticking. Shitty bearings. It is not. Wow. It is not. The shaft isn't bent. Okay? The shaft is not bent. That is not centered properly. It is not machined very well. There's that big... See, there's the big ass... that's where they put their big ass wrench. So they can put their special stupid ass tool on here. That is not true by any means. If I could see that with my eye, then I don't need to put it on a veneer caliper or even a I bet you if I put that in a lathe it would vibrate like a motherfucker. That explains a lot then. Fucking fuck this turbine, man. Yeah, okay, so needless to say, we have, wow, that got a lot lighter. We got ourselves a nice yaw bearing with a shitty tail. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that nut off. right in there. I don't know if you can see it. There it is, very lightly. We'll pull these screws out. We'll take that yaw bearing out and that slip ring, and we'll take that nut off, and I think that tail unthreads. And I believe the Windy Nation PMA is set up exactly the same way, where we have, see, we have these nine mounting bolts, and they're 120 degrees off angle. See, this one's 120 degrees from this one. This is 120 degrees from this one. That's 123 degrees from that one. And I believe the Windy Nation is 120 degrees off, because it only has 3. But they run straight through and they're much bigger bolts. So if I can get away with using this, since this is, or I could just tap these out, you know. I don't want to really tap them out much, but yeah, I bet you we can make this work. See, it's what I got to do to make the high turbine work. I got to put a Windy Nation PMA on it. What a joke. What a joke. See, this part of it is okay, except for this part of it. The stator is not good, or there's something not right. There's something not right inside this winding. Oh, wait a minute. Let me get my let's get my Harbor Freight meter. So we're going to set it to, oops, I got spray paint all over it. I don't care. We're going to set this bad boy to, we're going to go to 2,000 ohms. So as you can see, I go from there to there. Touch it, right to 0. It'll take a while, but it'll get there. So we're going to stick it. Man, I wish I had my tripod. Okay, so we're going to stick it in there, and we're going to go phase to phase. HYE told me I did this wrong. Phase to phase. So they are connected. They are connected. I don't know what configuration they used. If it's delta or star, I don't know. I have no idea. But I bet you that's all I would really have to do to make this thing work, is probably change the configuration. If I knew... Do I want to go through all that? Nah. I'll probably just scrap the core as copper. I'll cut it all out of there. It's a paperweight. This is what I really want to get at, is I'll get the Windy Nation down and put it on this thing, see how this works, because it's got that really cool clamp that goes right here that clamps it to this and then clamps onto the pole. We'll try that. And it's got this thing here, which is, it's alright. Not a big fan of that, because what this does is you take this off and you feed your wire through here. This is weather tight. Put your wire through this and then through this thing here, and it's just through with the rubber gasket, and then you tie your wires into these. Tighten them down with 2 screws. These really should have been copper, or at least copper coated. And then the other end of it show you their connection. Slide that up. And here's how they did theirs. Here's the red wires. Oops. That's how HYE did their end. So that's it. We'll get another video going when I get the windy down. Okay, I'm going to take that down. I don't think I'm going to take that one apart because it works. I don't have any reason to. But, you know, just wanted to show you the inside of that. Wish I can give you a better view of that copper. A lot of copper in there. Wonder how much of that is aluminum weight. That certainly sucks because I was hoping there was a way to use this stator. Hey, HYE, if you're watching, send me another stator. Oh, no, you know what? How about you send me a rotor that's actually balanced? That's ridiculous. I mean, I stand over that thing and I can see that wobbling. You see? Damn, I can't hold the camera. I wish I had my fucking tripod. It's amazing. Anyway, that's enough bitching about this stupid thing tonight. We'll fart around with it maybe tomorrow or something. I'm hoping the weather's good because I really want to get the... I'm very excited about that. I think that's awesome that that works. Look at that. See? And that just slips over that. It's like it was meant for it. So there you go, Bob. Just need to shrink them down. Okay. Bye.